As a species, we are evolving. Not because we want to, but because we have to. And with what we face, we are always adapting. Technology is a wonderful new thing in our lives. Not that long ago, we had no indoor plumbing or electricity. We have it pretty good. But we also need to think ahead. Many steps. Kind of like we're playing a game of chess. Otherwise, we might end up with trouble we really didn't want. A big part of that being allowing people who shouldn't be governing. This is our world. Once upon a time, we had people trying to convince us that they were divinely chosen to rule us. Now we know that was a lie to control us. And even today, a lot of us are stuck in a rat race. Never-ending bills. Working to pay these bills. And while we want to work hard, we know that when we were kids and we didn't have these bills, that we created so much for other people because we had the time to do this. Maybe not everyone's like that, but I know a lot of people who are. And this is why we need to talk about where we're heading. Computers are liberating us, taking the mundane tasks that we don't necessarily want to be doing, but giving us the privilege to do a lot of things, like print t-shirts or manufacture comforters. Like, we have a whole bunch of options that are wonderful for self-employment and require creativity to function at all. A computer can kind of create some designs, but they're not that good at it, and they don't exactly know what people want because they're still working on all that developmentally. But while a lot of people end up out of work, that's when people end up in debt. And once you're in debt, it's hard to get out. What if we allowed a basic income, that just by being born here, you have the right to be able to live here comfortably, pay your rent, pay your bills, and then whatever you choose to do with your life, hopefully you will find inspiration from others who have done wonderful things to better humanity. Some people are afraid of the worst option, but at that point we would liberate ourselves from so much crime. Majority of crime comes from people who are desperate and turn to it. Yeah, sure, some people might be bad apples, but what caused them to become like that? Is it a history? Is it people around them? At that point, we can look at individual cases instead of profiting from putting people in jail. We need a world that serves the future generations, that doesn't trap them as mindless consumers in a system that depends on their constant consumage, while also creating garbage piles that are literally destroying the world. Animals really matter as much as humans when it comes to the future of our development. What would we do if we had no food? What would we do if we didn't have all these beautiful creatures to go into the forest and look at? What a boring place. We can have the digital world, and we can keep our physical world, and we can go to Mars if we really want to. But it's not by sticking in the current system run by people who only care about profit. It's by creating a new reality that benefits everybody. Not just the people who convinced us that they were divinely chosen to govern us. We have a free will for a reason. It doesn't need to be bad. It just means we don't have to say yes when something seems wrong for us. No more employers who take advantage of the fact that people need to pay the bills and push them to do things that they would normally say is immoral. We've all been there. And that is exactly why they've already lost the game. So, thanks for listening. I hope we can continue the discussion and find other ways to resolve these problems so that the future generations can live in happiness and harmony instead of fear, hate, and division, where people make money off of war. Thank you.